Star Wars. The reason you're here, the reason you clicked on the video, and, if you're subscribed to Echo Base Network, the reason that you're subscribed. Star Wars revolutionized filmmaking in 1977. Star Wars changed film distribution and marketing. Star Wars was a true cultural phenomenon lasting multiple generations. Star Wars had an incredible expanded universe. The success of the original trilogy led to the creation of this expanded universe, including novels, comics, video games, and animated series. Star Wars had an incredible influence on future filmmakers. And how could we forget merchandising and licensing with the Star Wars brand? And last but not least, the fan community and fandom in Star Wars has been second to none. But is Star Wars about to die? What are we getting in 2025? The word sparse comes to mind. We're not getting a whole lot. All right, Brother Rissman, this is a conversation that you and I were having on the phone today, and we said, hey, let's make a video about this.
Do it because on camera. How about
we might as well. Because I did not even realize the little Star Wars that we're getting right here on the heels of May the 4th. I was pleasantly surprised to like and enjoy Tales of the Empire. The reviews out there, go check it out. On the same day, we get the Acolyte trailer. We know the Acolyte is coming, but that's this year. What is the future of Star Wars 2025 and maybe beyond? But what are we going to be getting for sure from Lucasfilm with Star Wars besides the Acolyte in 2024? What are we getting in 2025?
Well, it looks like now, in a roundabout way, John Watts has confirmed Skeleton Crew will be a holiday release this year. So again, I'm expecting sometime in December. I think Skeleton Crew has 8 episodes, so you've got a couple of months of content, spilling into 2025 there. I was very excited to see Phil Tippett has been used for Skeleton Crew, stop motion. They encouraged some ILM painter to come out of retirement and do some matte paintings for them. And
practical effects.
How about it?
How about that?
Yeah, the things we love, the things we absolutely love. So Skeleton Crew, we know has been done and is coming. And then makes me very happy. I know it doesn't make everyone happy, Coach, but I expect we'll see Andor season 2.
Sure.
Sometime in 2025. They haven't said when. It is in post-production now. I think they could probably release it as early as the first quarter, end of first quarter if they wanted to, but my guess will be they'll let some time pass between Skeleton Crew's end, and I would expect now maybe it'll be August again. I'm pretty sure we got the first season of Andor in an August release. That has 12 episodes. That's it. There ain't nothing else. Yeah,
that's it. We're getting a couple of episodes of Skeleton Crew, and we're getting Andor. That's it.
That's it.
No movie. Nothing on the docket in terms of animated features, which that is definitely a possibility. Wouldn't you think? They could be working on another animated show right now and hit us with that release. I would be surprised if Star Wars does not give us something of an animated feature in 2025. If they're only going to give us a couple of episodes of Skeleton Crew, because as you said, it's going to start in December, and Andor Season 2, the finale of the series, it's over.
Yep.
That's the end of that. You're not mentioning Mandalorian. You're not mentioning Kenobi, which ain't happening. You're not mentioning Book of Boba Fett, which ain't happening. And you didn't mention anything about an Ahsoka Season 2, because if they were doing that, they'd already be working on it, wouldn't they?
Listen, the rumor is, again, that this month they will start in earnest the production on what we believe is the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, whatever they're going to end up calling it. Maybe that's the real title. I don't know. But moral of the story, if they are starting that this month, they're not going to work on anything else. They use the same facilities, and they are using the same facilities. I'm nearly 100% sure. So that rules out them doing any other kind of live action, and again, if they're not good at keeping everything a secret, if they had some super secret George Lucas project, the silliness that we've heard recently, right?
Oh boy, he's coming back.
He is, but when? When?
Not coming back.
Because nothing else is in production now. They won't put anything else in production while the movie is going. And on the animated front, sure, it's a different set of folks. It's a different set of facilities. I was a little surprised that we didn't get a next series announcement with the Bad Batch's conclusion. I'm not saying that I expect it to be Bad Batch focused, but I just expected some other animated announcement to come.
Right.
And as much as I enjoy Tales of the Empire as a May the 4th treat, now I kind of wish they saved it till next year.
Yeah.
Right. Just because we would have had something else to look forward to.
Yeah.
In next year's slate of content.
There's not a lot going on with Star Wars, which makes me say, I think it's very fair to say this, Star Wars as a brand has been horribly mismanaged. I mean, all right. So here's the difference. I was actually talking to our good friend John Kokoza today, and he made the point about Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. And he said, it was terrible having to wait a year and a half, nearly 2 years for the next Game of Thrones season. However, that's A+++ entertainment right there. Lucasfilm hasn't given us that. We're getting, in my opinion, opinion is going to vary here, but we're getting marginal entertainment if you take it all into an account. And so it's like Star Wars has been so mismanaged. You're waiting so long to continue these stories and give us more. You're rendering yourself irrelevant. I already have the position that they have failed to reach the younger generations. This is just more. Mm-hmm. If we're not getting anything, if we're only getting 2 shows in 2024 into 2025, 2025 is what it is. We don't know what's going to happen in 2026. They've got their movie announcements. We don't even know if those are going to happen.
That's right.
There's a long record of canceled, shelved, cobwebbed projects from Lucasfilm under the Kathleen Kennedy regime. So this just is not good for the brand. However, fans are desperate for good Star Wars again. Mm-hmm. In fact, how about that Phantom Menace re-release, Matt?
How about it? How about the performance? And it was a wider release than I had expected. I think it was showing in 2,700 screens or something like this. It was, and like I said, my theater had it showing several times a day, so you had a great mix. But it was number 2 in the domestic box office, right? Yeah. I think it's collectively with overseas as well. I think it's up to about 15 million. Or something for this weekend. It's doing amazingly well. My theater was packed full of people, some who've clearly seen the movie many times, some who had seen the movie almost no times. They were out of posters. They were out of the R2 popcorn, behemoth popcorn and drink.
The $50 R2 bucket.
That thing was huge. Somebody bought the last one and brought it to the bar where I was sitting. I'm like, that is a ginormous. But everything sold out.
Yeah,
right? And it had, they had Star Wars themed drinks, and they had put out little decorations, and people were dressed up. I mean, of course, I went on May the 4th too, so there was a little bit of
that's a cheat day, but hey, it was what it was.
It was a lot of fun, and it reminded me of how fun Star Wars theatrical events used to be.
So let me ask you this question: we know that it wasn't just the Phantom Menace movie. There was something else of a treat, I guess we could use that word. A lot of people are going to laugh when they hear me say that because they won't consider that a treat at all. However, you got to see a short featurette for the Acolyte, the upcoming show. My understanding is that they didn't show that video until after the credits rolled for the Phantom Menace. So how many people in your theater was there and stayed for that featurette?
So the theater was a smaller theater. I think the theater held maybe 50 people, and it was full for the movie. and you had to wait until the absolute last credit. I mean, they rolled all the credits, right? And then they turned the lights on and the people are in there cleaning, and then it came on, right? It was so funny. Here's the Acolyte.
Oh, were you sitting there? I got gypped, man. They're not even playing.
No, I was like, are they really? Did they decide against? But it was, to answer your question, it was me and 3 people. And I don't even know if they had stayed to purposely watch it, or they were just
8% of the audience stayed for the Acolyte featurette.
Yes, and I was in the back row, so I'm like, boy, everyone
was
really
anybody
wanted
like,
to see
hey,
this.
the Acolyte's about to? We don't care. Like, what? Did anybody say anything?
Well, there were people obviously sitting next to me, and they were all getting up, and I didn't know them. I mean, but we just shared the movie experience, and I looked at them and I said, are you not staying for the Acolyte? And they're like, no, well, if it comes online, we'll watch it later online if we can find it. But we're gonna go eat something now. And they got up and they left.
So that, to me, and I'm just gonna have to assume we have the only test we have was Rissman's theater. We don't know about the other 2,699. However, I'm going to assume it was like that most places. The fans are more excited about going back and being able to watch something George Lucas created rather than what Disney is giving us now, generally speaking, until they clean it up and make things better. A lot of people have left. A lot of people don't think that they're ever going to be able to do that. The ship has sailed. It is dead already. This is the end. And Matt, a really bad 2025 could be disastrous for the franchise.
Well, and here's the interesting thing about 2025, right? There's a celebration event. Apparently, they almost sold out of tickets for the Tokyo celebration.
Konnichiwa.
What are they announcing? What in thinking about going to that event, I'm like, so they've confirmed like 4, like Anthony Daniels is going and Tim Morrison is like, they confirm like the obvious people who always go to these things from a celebrity perspective, but they can't say anything about anything else because there is nothing to say.
Well, there's no updates or anything about any of the things at the prior Star Wars celebration.
Correct. And we could go back and think about how many of those are actually coming to fruition or haven't even started production yet. Or maybe
there's still no script.
Oh, the guy writing the script's looking forward to seeing it too, right? That article is so silly, right? Stephen Knight was like, he's like, yeah, I am doing it. He said
he's looking forward to getting started.
He said, I'm doing it. Whenever I get around to it, it's going to be great. Oh gosh, this is great. This really fills me with confidence about this movie.
Yeah, and in the meantime, you got articles coming out, Forbes magazine saying, look, they bought it for $4.3 billion, and they've not recouped their money yet. They have. It has not gone well with Star Wars. So, guys, I don't know. It's kind of a sad state of affairs. I don't think it's a shock to anybody, but we're going to continue to watch it and report on it here. And we got a live stream every Thursday night where we discuss these things, and we got video breakdowns. So, occasionally they've given us something good.
Sure. So,
enjoy those things for what they are, but we've gotten some things that haven't been very good, and I would just like, as a lifelong fan of Star Wars, I would just like to see the franchise recover, get back on track, and start being great again. We're a long way from there, though, long way. So
I agree, and I will say it was just so nice. I know I'm repeating it, but it was just so nice to share, even though it was Phantom Menace. It's not my most favorite Star Wars movie, but to watch it with other fans, to enjoy it together.
That's always special.
And again, it was May the 4th yesterday, and lots of things going on, and lots of excitement online and in the theme parks, and just everybody doing Star Wars things shows me, and you and I talk about this all the time, shows me that the fans still love this franchise.
Yes.
They would just love to enjoy it again, for many, like they used to. Right, exactly. With that same excitement and with the same feeling of awe and wonder that I think has been missing from these recent projects.
Amen. I say amen. Guys, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think it could get back on track? Are we going to survive 2025? I really mean Star Wars. So as we always say here, you are Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you. See you on the next one.